Hey fashion lovers, welcome back to my channel. Today it is this trending bubble pants. Okay, this particular pant is trending. Currently it is bubble pant, and it's one of the trousers a beginner can sew easily without stress. So in this video I will be showing you the easiest way to go about it. It is trending now. Some prefer it just draping, some use adre, to make it. Some use ankara, but in some use cotton, it drapes. So whichever one you choose to use is okay. So this is the measurement. Now you need your basic trouser measurement, but the most crucial part of it is the hip and the laps. All right, these are the areas you need to add more to it. Now the waist is 38, the hip is 48. Now watch my hip. I did plus 10. That plus 10 can be plus 8, can be plus 6 at most, like at least, sorry, plus 6. It depends on how bogus you want yours to be, but 10 is very much okay. All right, you sum it up before dividing. That same 10 I equally added it to my laps. Okay, take note of that. These are the two places you need to take note of. And the sitting, I just divided the hip by 4. My band is 2 inches. Now, this is the pattern paper I'm using. First, I'll cut it on the pattern paper. That is the front part before placing it on the fabric, okay? Now, I've already marked half inches. This half inches is just space for cutting. Immediately you mark it, you place your tape, indicate your sitting. That is your crotch. You equally indicate your hip. Okay, now I went for 11 according to the measurement, or according to my division. I got 11, so I used it accurately. I did not minus anything. Now right at the hip, you start marking out the hip measurement. Immediately you mark this. My hip according to that measurement is 14 and a half, so I marked 14. All right, that same sitting where my tape is right now is the 11, and it is the sitting. I marked my laps a measurement. Okay, now the same way I followed the hip measurement, I went up to the waist part of it, then curved it this way. Okay, this is the normal way we curve our trouser. Then for the down part, the same thing I marked for my laps is what I marked down here. Okay, then I use my rule to connect it straight down. All right, once you connect it straight down this way, it is ready. It is one of the easiest trousers you can sew as a beginner. Okay, what you need to know is when you measure that person, you need to add, because this trouser needs to be bogus. Like that 10 self, you can add it up to 12. It needs to be bogus. It is bubble pant. What makes it bubble, we will get to that down at the end of this video. You will see what makes it bubble. So I'm cutting. Okay, this is what I've cut so far. The camera did not capture it. Now this is the fabric I'm using. Why I'm using this fabric, this crepe has this draping, it drapes. Okay, that is why I'm using it. So I'll just place it this way, my pattern paper, and trace it. Okay, now placing it this way, I'll come down. Pattern paper stops at 39. This particular one is 39. It is not up to 46. Okay, so because of that, the down part I added about 5 inches, okay, extra to the down. The upper part remains the same, nothing. Then you go ahead and cut. There's no zipper, front zip or back zip or any zip on this dress. You can on this bubble pant, you can decide to add pocket to it, but this one I'm making does not have pockets. Okay, so you can decide to add pockets to yours. It's just the normal way we add our pocket. Okay, so this is it. You cut through here, or if you want me to make a video on how to attach the pocket, you let me know. Just that there's no pocket on this is on request. Okay, so I've cut it. This is the front. Our front is ready. This is how it looks. You can see that. The next thing is I'll fold it and go for my back. Now for the back, the only crucial part, let me turn this way. The crucial part in this part is here that you're seeing my hand. Here, 2 or 2.5 inches is very okay. 2 or 2.5 inches above, you can see the waist part needs to be higher. Then equally at the flap part, 2 inches, you can see how I'm connecting it 2 inches. I'm using chalk, you may not be seeing it clearly, but by the time I cut it, you get to see what I did. It's just a normal way of cutting trouser. Okay, the difference is this is bubble, it is bigger, more bogus. Okay, that is just it. So I've marked it with yellow chalk, but I do not know, but just watch my cutting. This is how you go about it. Okay, one, then you follow this, curve it. Now you already know it is the flap, your crunch part. That is the part you add your sewing allowance if you're adding sewing allowance. Every other thing is the same by the side. So that same way we'll go for the cutting. Let me place it so you see what I'm cutting. The sides is the same, right here that I'm cutting the same. We are not adding any sewing allowance. This part, the only part that we'll be adding the allowance to is the other part, which is here that I'm cutting right now. 2 inches allowance went straight down to the end of the fabric. Okay, so I have cotton. I'm done cutting the front and the back. Okay, the next thing is the sewing. All right, now for your sewing, the first thing, this is how it looks. Okay, you can see it, especially this particular place, this place. All right, this place I'm retrimming. You see here, it is how it should be, about 2 inches or 2.5 inches higher. It is very crucial. Then I'm done. This is how it comes. Now the first thing we need to do is hold our flap. Okay, hold it up here, sew it. All right, the minimum you can sew this is 1/2 inches. Okay, the minimum is 1/2 inches. The same thing with this front, you place it together this way. Make sure you separate it this way, then you equally place the other. Each one is 2. This particular one is 2 pieces, the back is 2 pieces, total of 4 pieces. All right, now you hold the front to front and sew them. Now I have sewed it up. I've already sewn it already, and this is it. I sewed it, sewed the front, sewed the back. I've joined it. What is left is opening it up. Hold the down part, you open it up this way. You equally open the other one, place it. You can see how I'm placing it. Sew straight down. All right, sew straight down to the end of the fabric. From here too, you sew straight down to the other leg of the trouser or the pant. Okay, which I have done, and I've equally sewed the side. This is how it comes out. It's giving us the trouser already. Now this is the elastic I will be using for the leg and for the waist. But first, let me measure the waist round and see what I got. Okay, so while measuring, I measured the waist and I got about 56. Remember, after adding the 10 inches to my hip, I got about 58. So in the end, after sewing and everything, I have about 56, which is nice. But for my elastic, I just took 10 inches away. You either take 10 to 8 inches away from the original measurement. What determines, and another thing is how stretchy your elastic is. Okay, then you measure this. Elastic is 1.5 inches. The elastic is 1.5 inches. It will be doubled. At the end, let me just cut 5.5 as my height, and the width will be about maybe 58. Okay, this is it. I've done the cutting. All right, let's just have about 58 in width and in height 5.5. All right, so that when I fold it, it will easily double fold. Okay, so this is it. So let's move to the sewing machine. First thing is to fold this elastic this way and sew. The same thing with the fabric, fold it. Then you place it this way. You can see how I'm placing it. Hold it and sew this way. You keep sewing it, it keeps passing through. All right. Now, let me join it, hold it down first. Now, once you hold it, you keep sewing. As you're sewing, it is going round. The elastic is circle, like you have already sewn the elastic already to be round, complete circle. Okay, so the fabric you keep sewing, it keeps going round, until it passes, through the fabric. All right, once it passes through the fabric first, then you are, as you're going, make sure you do not sew on the elastic. I'm only holding the tip of this fabric because I want the elastic on it first. Hold only the tip. I'm holding only the tip. Okay, this part I will be using pin to hold here. Then we hold here. Yeah, okay. As you're sewing, you must make sure you're smoothing it. You do not sew on the elastic yet. I'm not sewing on the elastic yet. I'm just concentrating on making sure the elastic pass through the band. All right, which I've done. Okay, this is it. Now, the kind of band I want there to be a tiny, here at the tip of the fabric equally. So I'll just sew tiny here, hold it and sew tiny. Now, as I'm sewing, I'm stretching the elastic, not just stretching it. I'm, checking what is left. I'm just sewing tiny. I'm not sewing on the elastic yet, just tiny first. That tiny is a kind of a design, the kind of design I want. I want the upper part to, be able to fold on its own. All right, to come together on its own. So I'm just sewing tiny first, to establish the upper base. All right, once that is done, before we start sewing on the elastic, I think I'll just be running just 2 more stitches on the elastic, 2 more lines, and we are good to go. Okay, 2 more lines and we are okay. Now I have already sewn the first line. Okay, this is it. I just want this tiny. All right, I've done that. Next sewing will be on the elastic. All right, about half inches. Yeah, half inches. And so this is what I made. I sewed half inches, extra 2 lines. Okay, this is how. Now the next thing is to sew it, attach it to the trouser, the pants itself at the waistline, the waist part. I'll just pin it, start from the crotch back, pin it, and equally pin the front crotch so that I can easily sew it. Now I have sewn it. It is sewn. This is how it came out. Now let's talk about the down. The down here is 10 inches. The elastic I measured is 10 inches in length. Yours can be smaller, yours can be wider, depend on if you want the elastic, the down part of your trouser, to be tight. Now this trouser can go as palazzo, free palazzo, but what makes it bubble is you putting elastic down of here. Down, you can see I'm using safety pin to pass the elastic round. If you put elastic down of your palazzo trouser, you will get a bubble trouser. If you put elastic at the down of your palazzo trouser or your flare trouser, you will be getting a bubble trouser. Okay, the elastic will give you this effect, which is I've done. See how it came out, it is giving us bubble, and you can see how it's dripping. It is free. So guys, if you have not subscribed to the channel, do subscribe. If you have any question, let me know on the comment section. Okay, as a beginner, you should try this out. It's one of the easiest trousers to make. It doesn't require much details, and it is very easy. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know if you have any style you want me to sew or draft. Drop the comment on the comment section. Okay, so you can see the elastic can go up. You can take it up if you choose to. You can take it up and it becomes 3/4. Okay, so whichever length you want yours, it is very much okay. Whichever length you want yours. Once you take the elastic to your upper leg, up a little bit, it gives you a 3/4 bubble trouser. You leave it, it goes down to the normal length, full length bubble trouser. So see you guys on my next video. Remember to subscribe.